Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on Over the Bar podcast. And today we will be talking about the second leg of the round of 16, the second leg of the UEFA Champions League round of 16 games. The first leg was dramatic with lots of, the Premier League teams particularly did not perform too well. The best that we got was a draw, I think, for Arsenal and Newcastle. And the other teams lost woefully. Man City lost against Real Madrid 3-0. Chelsea lost to PSG 5-2. Uh, Tottenham also lost to Atletico Madrid 5-2. Liverpool lost to Galatasaray 1-0. It was a shambolic outing for Premier League teams. But it was a very good one for some teams. Bodo Glimt, as expected, beat Sporting CP 3-0. I think it will probably just be a repetition of what happened with in the last game that they played. They won at
And they will
home. They came,
defend and then
they'll
counter
defend and
you.
then counter you and then get their goal and just. So it's easily they get to the quarterfinals, in my opinion. Atalanta, even after they did a comeback, Bayern Munich sent them back to where they were coming from. Um, yeah, Barcelona drew against Newcastle. So we'll just be looking at the second leg and what to expect. We'll start from the Arsenal Leverkusen game. Brown, what do you think would what can we expect? This game will be at the Emirates. So yeah, Arsenal struggled in that match, but they eventually got, the equalizer from a penalty that's considered too soft. But yeah, what do you think would be the outcome in the second leg?
To say the least, Arsenal was fortunate on that on the day, right? To have gotten that penalty, and when you look at that penalty, of course, for a lot of us football fans who would say that was really really soft for the referee to have given as a penalty. However, brilliant one from Kai Havertz, going back to his former team, helping them a lot, especially with his transfer to Chelsea at the time to help the club get some players that helped them eventually win the double in the Bundesliga. But yeah, going back home, of course, you could see he was well welcomed, applauded by the fans and all, converting that one to give Arsenal the draw. But then again, Arsenal coming into this game, firstly, I honestly think that Arsenal underestimated Leverkusen for this first leg, not taking into cognizance the fact that this team has a very, very good defensive record at home, and then they were shocked, and rightly so. They were fortunate to get that draw. However, coming to the Emirates Stadium this week, I feel like Arsenal is going to actually, get one over Leverkusen. Of course, it's always going to be difficult because I don't think there is any team in this stage of the competition that is a fluke. It was difficult to get here, so every team is going to be difficult to play against. However, I honestly think Arsenal, however difficult that game is, they will come out on top. So I see Arsenal winning that one by 3 goals to one. But I want to see a game where Mikel Arteta plays Madueke instead of Bukayo Saka because Saka, as brilliant of a player as he has been over the years, right now I don't think he's in his best form, and the confidence is not also there as well because in the first leg against Leverkusen, his dribbles, take-ons, they were all zero. So I'm hoping that Madueke will start this one in place of Bukayo Saka to at least give a bit of zest to that attack, and a bit of dynamism to that attack. And if Arsenal does that, I honestly think they are going to come out on top of this one. So yeah, I see Arsenal winning this one by 3 goals to one.
Arsenal fan, what do you think the outcome of this game will be?
I'll start with what Brown ended with, and that's starting Madueke. Um, I am of the opinion that Madueke is currently a better 1v1 player than Bukayo. And you would clearly see that from the first leg. Bukayo had the full 45 minutes plus extra maybe 15 minutes in the second half to take on his players, but he tried. It was either fouled or probably he would just pass back to Timber. But when Madueke came on, he dribbled the guy. He made it look as if, okay, so what was Bukayo doing for 45 minutes? And he eventually gave us the penalty. So That being said, and I also want Trossard to start, or better still, early substitutions from Arteta. I see us now winning 2-0. That's 2-0. I see us now when they're coming to the Emirates, and we are going to finish them off.
That's 2 wins for the Gunners. Shala, let's talk about Chelsea PSG. Quite a lot of frustration have been expressed. Chelsea fans have expressed a lot of frustration about the game. Why did you start Jorgensen? Why did you make defensive substitutions when you're supposed to try to push this team back because there was something like I'm taking away from the game, and now it's 3-goal deficit. What do you think will happen at the bridge? Chelsea against PSG. Current score is 2-5.
You can start looking talking about next prep Champions League.
That's too harsh.
This one is already done. It's the defending champion that we are talking about. Like, the manager has the experience needed to go to Stamford Bridge and get a point. Maybe not necessarily a win, but a draw is not. I think they can get a draw at the bridge. And it won't be such a bad idea, for Liam Rosenior, something for him to learn about. And, he rightfully apologized also, acknowledged his mistakes, and rightfully apologized in his press conference. So, Stamford Bridge, perhaps it could end in a draw, perhaps Chelsea could narrowly win, maybe 1-0, 3-2, 2-1, but that Chelsea will qualify.
And that PSG will not score in that Stamford Bridge.
Exactly. So they can already kiss. If it had ended 3-2, bring it to Stamford Bridge, then maybe something. But 3-goal margin against PSG with Dembele, with
and they are even getting. They are not playing. They are not Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah. So
they are not playing this weekend. So they have a very long.
And the thing is, they take their chances very well. Yeah. They got their chances.
Look at the first goal from Bakola.
Exactly. Just very clinical set of guys. Take your chance when you have it. But Chelsea, they don't take their chance when they even have it. And defensively, Chelsea are not even there. They're going to, two people could not even defend Dembele. What's going to happen? This is gone for Chelsea, in my opinion. Unfortunately.
Brown, do you think this is also gone?
I would say Chelsea might likely win on the day, but over the 2 legs, I think it's a done deal for them. But then again, I feel like in the first leg, there was a lot of naivety from the part of the Chelsea's manager, from Liam Rosenior, because if you remember the World Club Cup that they played against PSG, the finals, the formation Chelsea used in that game to get that win over PSG and the personnel he used was similar to what was done
only the goalkeeper.
The Prince. But then again, you look at the current form of players, look at how well they are performing in the games leading up to that one, and you don't underestimate PSG, especially because in their league, they even give them extra days to rest, especially when they have serious games like this in the Champions League, which is not something our Premier League teams benefit from. So you should take cognizance of these things. And you could tell that, yes, when the game was 2-2, I felt Chelsea was, still had a good chance, right? Even when it was 3-2, I still felt they had a good chance. But because, both teams were open, you could say that Chelsea's defense is porous. Likewise, PSG, because a lot of the times you see their flank, their left back and right back traveling all the way up pitch. So they were pretty light at the back as well. But Chelsea did not take advantage of these opportunities. And like Shola said, when you have chances, especially in big games like this, you take them. Otherwise, you get punished. So on the day in Stamford Bridge, I honestly think Chelsea would likely win the game. But over the 2 legs, I see PSG qualifying. So it's a done deal for Chelsea.
Maybe one of the things that could improve, at least, a win doesn't make any difference necessarily, because even if you win on the day and you use an aggregate, you have lost. But I think it's quite a number of things are not even clear to fans. For instance, the coach says Esteban Willian is already on the pitch. We were expecting that he would be available for this game, only to find out that he is not there.
Was he even injured?
We don't know what's going on. That's just
family.
He's back from the family issue. maybe it was an injury. It's just saying, oh, he had is this and that, and then it's not on the pitch, and now he's back on the pitch. So if I feel like if that guy had played, perhaps there would have been more. But there's even much more bigger problems than that. Cole Palmer, for instance, who was in form during in the previous season, especially during the Club World Cup,
On
scoring
season
those
one.
beautiful goals and all of that. Yes, he's not in form at the moment. In fact, I couldn't identify him on the pitch yesterday. He's now a shadow of him former self, right? There's a goalkeeping decision for no reason, and like I said yesterday, that everybody everywhere in the world, right, will judge a goalkeeper by what they do with their hands,
Of course.
not what they do with their feet.
Online.
Nobody says you are the best goalkeeper because of the number of passes that you have
Best
taken. No,
sweeper.
yes, yes, maybe sweeper, but nobody says you are the best goalkeeper. It's not even by sweeping, it's by
The
saves.
best sweeper, Manuel Neuer, still was very good with his hands.
Yes, it's by
Sweep
saves.
with your
So
hand first.
it's not by oh you can pass out from the back or anything. Like schoolboy mistakes from yesterday, giving the pass to your defender in a very tight space, just all kinds of things. So I don't want to see Jorgensen in goal for me anymore. Just bring Sanchez back. Yes, there are 1, 2 mistakes in him, but you cannot ask him because of one mistake. No, Jorgensen has made 2 now. In fact, 3
One game.
mistakes. Yes. So you cannot ask Sanchez. Sanchez is a fantastic goalkeeper when it comes to using his hands to save. His reflexes, I've not seen anything like it in a very long time. I don't want to see Jorgensen in goal. The lineup was good. At some point, I thought Garnacho should have come in, so I wouldn't mind maybe the same lineup in the second leg. But hopefully Esteva is around now, and maybe Neto can sit this one out for a bit or something like that, just a little bit mixed. James also had a very terrible game in midfield, so maybe let him play right back. But Gusto was good going forward, so you don't want to keep him out of the game. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
Gusto can
see.
play. Okay, Cucurella is there. So
I don't see anything happening in the second leg. I think it might just even end up being more shameful if the coach does not, walk the talk. I think it's more of it's beginning to appear to me like a motivational speaker rather than a coach. Just
Professor.
yeah,
But he's working the talk though. I mean,
he's not walking any
he put
talk.
up a fight. He put up a fight against
talks.
PSG.
He
If
talks.
not for the naivety, like that minute time, I
He
mean,
should have
just
made
take that
see.
draw.
I would
Take
have
things.
taken if I were the coach. I don't care who Jorgensen is. I would have taken him out of that game. Plain
But
and
if
simple.
Coutinho did that, and everybody was
At least
hounding him for doing that.
he did a very good thing. Yes, of course, because they were going to hand him because he put that boy in trouble, first of all, by putting him in the game. I was going to immediately that guy made one. You cannot afford to make this sort of mistakes against PSG. No, you can't. After the first error or whatever thing, I'm taking him out. Garnacho should have entered into that game. We didn't have a lot of players on the bench, of course, but Garnacho should have played in that game. At 3-2, I was thinking, who needed this goal more, Chelsea or PSG? But apparently, it looked like PSG needed it more than us, and the game ended how it ended. But anyways, that takes us to a very disappointing result. Everybody here thought that Man City were going to pull something up against Real Madrid, especially because Real Madrid had Mbappe out, I think, and a few other players out. But it appears that they actually even play better without Mbappe. And they annihilated Man City. Man City played like Tottenham against Atletico Madrid in that match. No,
Not that.
okay. But anyways, the point is that Madrid had a very, very good outing against Man City, 3-0 at home. I mean, I know that they now come to England and things might change, but what do you guys think? Do you think Man City will pull this back? It is the same. They are in the same situation as Chelsea. You need 3 goals at least to first of all pull a draw. What do you think, AY?
So for me, when we were making predictions for the first leg, I guess all of us predicted City to.
Excluding me, I did not predict
Okay, 75% of us predicted.
That's correct.
Predicted a City win, and of course, from records and what they've played in the previous games, and based on the current injury of Madrid, we all thought, of course, City would win. but we knew it was good. We thought it was going to be a narrow win, but we didn't know that it was going to be
Annihilation.
an annihilation. So, very very fantastic. Single whatever from it should have been 4. Vinny missed the penalty because I
That
don't know
killed it off.
exactly. I don't know where he was trying to do by pausing before. I don't know why players do that. They pause before they shoot. They didn't even look up, and
If you're
I
not
don't
looking up, where
see
are you pausing?
I
He did
don't
not learn
see
from the master Bruno Fernandes.
I don't
Bruno is not the master, it's Jorginho.
yeah I don't see City coming back, to be honest, because I honestly don't see where they want to get three goals from. Donnarumma was seriously found out last week, and City go 3 goals from Valverde. Very very fantastic.
But the goals were
Very
fantastic. There
very
was one that
fantastic.
he stole the ball from the air,
Yeah,
and I'm like, this
it was
guy,
it was from Gay.
Shola,
He
that's like FC26 kind of goals.
Yeah, so
Like,
he, he loved Gay. Then
he
he
loves
then he played.
Gay, and then just
Then he played it very
But
fantastic
that pass was
and very.
also brilliant from this
from
guy.
Brian Diaz, yeah.
Yeah.
The first goal, I think it was even assisted by the goalkeeper because that was a long
Yeah,
ball
that
from
was like a terrible
that,
defending though.
yeah, that was a long ball from the back. So I don't see City coming back. I see maybe a 2, maybe they can win maybe 2-1, but they won't turn around the three goal deficit.
Shola,
I mean, to be honest, if you look at the match, like City were not terrible. Like I mean, Brand said it. Like City were going to have most of the possession, so they had it. But they just had the possession, they didn't know what to do with it. Jeremy Doku was just dancing all around, trying to find Haaland. They couldn't find him. Meanwhile, the goalkeeper Courtois just easily found Valverde for the first goal. O'Reilly was sleeping. I don't know what he was doing. And then he just like brilliant performance, to be honest. Brilliant individual performance from Valverde. Madrid just got them like with the transitioning, mainly, to be honest. With the transitioning. The possession, City had it, but to what end? So
transitioning
at the
was just quicker
Etihad,
for Madrid.
yeah, at the Etihad, I mean, we thought like Real Madrid were not good defensively. They showed us that they still
We
they
still have it.
they could still defend. And I think there was like a factor that perhaps we missed in the first leg analysis, and that is Courtois. This guy is the best goal. He's like let me just say one of the best goalkeeper, if not the best goalkeeper in the world, to be honest. So with this factor now, can City come back? I think City can do it, right? But if they're going to do the same thing that they did at the Santiago Bernabéu, just dancing around the ball like Liverpool, not knowing when to, just headless
Yeah,
possession,
just chicken.
unreasonable possession. They did it against United too. Just have possession, don't know what to do with it. Mbeumo collected ball and then poof, it's a goal. So at times they need to just ditch all this unnecessary possession. Just you have like a tall striker, for crying out loud. You have tall attackers, physical attackers. You play to their strength. I mean, launch ball for them. I mean, they can do it. I think they can do it, but we did do it. And again, I think someone was saying like this Real Madrid in the Champions League. It seems like it's like a mental, it's like a spiritual issue now for Real Madrid.
Once they wear that jersey,
Yeah, once they wear that jersey and the
And
stadium,
they hear
everyone
that
was
song.
white. Maybe this is not tactical now. Maybe this is like the psychology of it. Maybe this is emotional. Maybe this is like, oh, this is our domain. This is our terrain. Maybe this is something else now because it just looked like City, like even Pep Guardiola was just like frustrated on the touchline. So I think City have the capacity to do it, but I don't think they will do it. I think Real Madrid, they've gone this time around, and I'm happy for them because last season they couldn't move past. But I'm happy for them that they are back to where they belong. I for once want to see Mbappe. It was unfortunate for him that right while he left PSG won. I really want to see him win the Champions League as well. So maybe he'll be fully fit by then, just to come and help his team. So this one, I give it to Real Madrid to not to win at the Etihad, but to not
To win overall.
not qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brian, you want to add something?
Yeah, sure, quickly, please. I mean, over the two legs, like you guys have alluded to, City is most likely not going to, come out on top. But I think the major reason why that would be is the way Real Madrid defended. Of course, you could say, oh, Mbappe coming back to help his team would be a good thing. But personally, I think his absence in this particular tie is a blessing in disguise. And I'll tell you why. For a change, Real Madrid had a striker that was devoted to defending. In this situation, Vinicius Jr. You could see Vinicius Jr. actually going back to help Trent Alexander-Arnold against Doku, because if it was only Arnold versus Doku, Doku has done it in the Premier League before. He could still do it in the Champions League. It's the same person now.
If for
Exactly.
Nodam,
Exactly. So Vinny taking the initiative to go back to support Trent was something that I personally really applauded, and that was very instrumental in the way Madrid defended. And not just Vinny, you could see Adagula going all the way back to his 18-yard box to clear balls, helping out Ferran Mendy, who of course recently came back from injury. So the defensive capabilities of Real Madrid was actually put to the test on that particular day against Manchester City. And to my greatest joy, they passed with flying colors. And yes, another very instrumental player for the Madrid side is Thibaut Courtois, one of the best goalkeepers, as Shola has mentioned. So, of course, he deserves all the accolades he gets. Now, coming to the Etihad, of course, City would want to do whatever it is. Funny thing is, I think because they are under a lot of pressure, it is if they are not even careful, Real Madrid still has dangerous players, especially in the attack.
Valverde.
Exactly. So if Man City is not even careful and they play all those their high line and what have you, they might end up getting hurt even at home against a Real Madrid side. So take nothing away from Real Madrid. Brilliant performance on the day, and over the two legs, I see them coming on top of this time. So yeah.
that takes us to Newcastle, Barcelona. It was just really, painful for Newcastle that they could not take away that 1-0 win towards the end, and then kind of puts them in a precarious situation at the moment, going to the Camp Nou with a draw. Maybe traveling with only about 3,000 fans. The advantage that you had at home, right, in the Premier League. At home, not in the Premier League, but at home. That sort of advantage you don't have anymore now. You have to travel to a place where you have 50k, 60k people chanting against you and all of that. What do you think the second leg will look like? I mean, Newcastle put in a good fight up until the very end. Perhaps if they're able to repeat the same thing at the Camp Nou and just steal that and steal a one goal, win, maybe, just maybe. Let's start with AY.
Okay, so I would say like us now, Barca, they were very, very fortunate because they did not play anything in that game. I didn't see Yamal. I just wondered why after he scored the penalties, he did the celebration. He said he did it. So
Something like this.
you were nowhere to be
Typical.
found for like
Small boy
90
now.
for like 90 minutes, and someone wins the penalty and you score the penalty and you are there jubilating like you've turned the field upside down throughout the 90 minutes. So I see Newcastle, they were actually very, very tactical. They had the chance to score more than one goal. They had multiple chances in that game
What's this guy's name? Elanga.
to have even put
Elanga, my
to have
boy.
even put
Play the
the
balls. Play
put
the
the game
ball.
to bed. Initially, they were struggling with the eye line. First half, they were struggling, but they found a way to expose Barca, but they didn't take their chances. If Newcastle, now that they are going away to Camp Nou, if maybe they can just rely, maybe they score one goal or and sit back and defend, because I didn't see all those Pedri, all of them try. I didn't see them. They were nowhere to be found. They were bullied throughout the game. So if Newcastle can stick to their game plan but improve on their finishing. That's the thing. If they can stick to their game plan but improve on their finishing, I see them winning. But knowing Barca, there are teams that even if they don't play well, they will just find that 1-0 win, or they will just find that luck, like that penalty. You'll just find that one luck, one shot, and they'll score. And I see Barca going maybe 1-0, because Newcastle is a team. Newcastle is a team that they don't take their chances. See them against City. They would play City. City has won them like 4 times. City has wiped them like 4 times. So I see Newcastle losing 1-0.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead, Brown.
if I
Quickly.
might, the Newcastle game, I think for the most part they were brilliant on the day, and it was quite unfortunate that they ended up drawing that match at the very late at the closing minutes of that game. But then again, I feel like if Barcelona, because this tie is still a stalemate, so but if Barcelona will qualify, it will be down to the mentality of the players. Because Barcelona is a consistent team, especially with Hansi Flick. They will always play high line. Take it or leave it. They will always play high line. But is Newcastle going to take their chances? That's a big if, right? It's a big question mark. If they do, perfect for them. Otherwise, what will actually make Barcelona qualify is the mentality of these players, because Barcelona has been there before. If you look at the first leg, right, this guy, their left back, Luis Hall, he was brilliant against Lamine Yamal. In fact, after the match, post-match conference, when they interviewed Yamal, they said, what happened between you and Luis Hall, the left back of Newcastle United? He said he doesn't know, because when you get the ball, people rush at you. They come at you as if you stole something from them. And he's wondering how technical players even survive in the Premier League. So Newcastle United, they are that kind of team. But the mentality of these Barcelona players, even on their worst days, they have been here before. They have done it. I mean, last season, they could easily have gone to the finals if they had stuck to that win that they had against Inter Milan and not wanting to get more goals. So Barcelona will always play high line. They will always want more, because that's the kind of coach they have. But will Newcastle take their chances with the high line? That's the biggest question. Ultimately, I see Barcelona going through, because they have played against Newcastle before. They won. They qualified ahead of Newcastle. And this time, these players have been there. They have done it. And I feel like going back to their home, Camp Nou, they have everything in their advantage. So ultimately, I see Barcelona winning this one by 4-1.
You?
Yeah.
That's that's bold. That takes us to Bayern Atalanta. There's not much to say about this game. But just to speak about Olise quickly before I move to Liverpool Galatasaray, that guy is in the form of his life. 41 goals and assists in 43 games. Leaving Crystal Palace was the best decision of his career. Being coached by competent company is the best thing he can ever ask for. I don't see Bayern. I don't see Atalanta coming anywhere.
No, you can see.
Yeah.
You
They were even lucky to be the only Italian team still in the
can see.
Because there's not much going on for them really. I think that who did they play last that they even won against? Did they come back against
Borussia
Dortmund?
Dortmund.
I think Dortmund were just a very useless team. Other than that, how can there's no way Bayern will not score in Italy. So I think this one is gone. Let's move on to Liverpool Galatasaray. Again, Galatasaray beat Liverpool. And Liverpool performed. It was a terrible game of football. There was not a lot going in their direction. Galatasaray pressed them, so hard, and eventually got their goal from a set piece. Now they have to go to Anfield to grind it out. Do you think the never walk alone spirit will ginger Liverpool to at least grab the win and get past Galatasaray? Let's start with Brown.
I mean, that's what you want to see from a Premier League side, at least. For God's sakes, we are supposedly the best league in the world. I don't know why we went to the Champions League and our performances were a struggle. I think the only team you could even look at a second time is even Newcastle. Otherwise,
Newcastle.
the other teams struggled. They were just terrible, on the week. But again, Liverpool pulling something out of nowhere is what you expect to see. And It reminds me of the night when Barcelona came visiting with a 2-goal lead, and then that magic, from Alexander-Arnold corner kicks and that final winner, I've forgotten his name.
By Origi.
Origi, thank you. So these are the nights we are built for. So yes, of course, I expect Liverpool to do a good one over Galatasaray, especially because Anfield is not a very, very easy place to come to, especially in the Champions League, right? And again, Galatasaray fans are banned from traveling for this game, so it's going to be a full stadium with Liverpool fans only. So I expect Liverpool, in spite of all their horror shows in the Premier League, do something in this particular one. But again, like I said before, Galatasaray is a team that cannot be pushed over, right? And they have proven it time and time and again. And with head-to-head between Liverpool and Galatasaray, they've had the best records. But this is a different ballgame altogether. A difficult side to play anytime, any day, yes. But I expect Liverpool to win this one by 2-1. So yeah, over the 2 legs, I expect Liverpool to qualify. Hopefully, they don't start Mohamed Salah, because Salah against Galatasaray, 0 tackle, 0 through ball into the box 0, header 0, marking 0, ball 1-0. In fact, he was just wearing Timberland on the day with baseball hat. He didn't come to play football. He just came to stroll and
Spectator. He came to watch.
He's fasting.
He's fasting. Stay at home.
Is it the only one? But yeah, not of course. There's fasting also definitely has an effect on these players. There's several examples, especially during the Euros at some point. N'Golo Kante, also in Champions League. So yeah, there's the fatigue that comes from it. So it cannot be discounted. But nonetheless, in the last three times that Liverpool have played Galatasaray, they've lost all 3. So there's the stats and it's not in their favor at all. That takes us to anybody wants to add something about the Liverpool game before we speak about Atletico Madrid and Tottenham?
So for the Liverpool game, I see them going to penalties. 1-0 Liverpool, then they go to penalties, because again, the second goal that was scored by what's his name, Galatasaray, should have stood for me.
I don't know how that was an offside. Who was off too? I don't know.
Should have stood for me because
they said the guy prevented the defender. They were not even close to the ball.
I don't know. So I don't know. It's like UCL rules are completely different from PL rules. So Galatasaray should have won 2-0. However, before Galatasaray scored, Liverpool should have capitalized on the defensive. I don't know what the keeper was doing. He was just playing as though he had. So I see it 1-0, then going to penalties, then anybody's game. And also Osimhen doesn't balloon his penalty. So yeah.
Shola, you want to add something?
I'm just happy for our boy Osimhen that he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves. What a header that eventually led to the assist for the goal that he scored. And he was terrific in that match. He was terrifying the Liverpool defense. Van Dijk could not handle him. Konate could not handle him. There was even a chance that he wasn't anticipating the ball. Konate just made a mistake and then he just lashed onto it. If that had entered, it would have been a different thing. But he showed the character. He showed why he's one of the best strikers in the world, right? When you see what Haaland did against Real Madrid, to be honest, you wonder if Osimhen is perhaps not even the best striker in the world right now. Because Osimhen is going to give you that charge. He's going to definitely prioritize the defenders. Definitely press.
He's not waiting around.
He's not waiting around just for the ball. He's going to go and look for the ball himself. Put it up. He's going to
add. Imagine winning man of the match against Liverpool without scoring a goal.
Just imagine that. So it's just that player. It's just that player that we put in that performance, and then you're gonna be testing him for doping just because of the energy he has exerted in the match. So I'm just happy that he's finally getting that recognition. You know, when he made this move to Turkey, people were like, saying all sort of things.
It's the wrong move.
But it's just unfortunate that broke club of Chelsea Football Club could not get the deal.
Why now? Leave us out of this. Leave us out of this.
Could not get the deal over the line. Despite Mikel Obi trying to be an agent and trying to.
I think I'm happy for him that he did not come to Chelsea. I think his story would have been the same as Delap or I don't know. Something is going on at Chelsea. See, wait, hold on. Something is going on at Chelsea that is destroying strikers. I don't know. I think it's the creative part of things.
You know why Osimhen will be different. Osimhen hustles his own ball.
Anyway, it's true.
Yeah.
So
And
it's a different kind of player.
He will also, motivate those other players around him
to give him ball.
If you know pass, and Osimhen shout for you 2 times.
Yes, it's trouble. You saw Osimhen. We saw Nigeria winning, and Osimhen was still fighting with Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
That kind of character.
Yeah. I think it would have been a different kind of thing for us, but unfortunately we couldn't get in. That takes us to the final game of the second leg, which will be between Tottenham and Atletico. Should we talk about this, or we should just decide that they will lose again? Which one?
I just laugh at them.
Brown. Tottenham, Atletico Madrid.
Tottenham is a shameless club. I mean, I feel really, really sorry for Kinski. Because if I were to be Kinski, a 22-year-old goalkeeper that was chosen by a stubborn Igor that is here to win a single match or get a single draw, if I was that, I would say, no, I don't want to keep. Please, I don't want to keep. I mean, that's
don't put me for trouble.
That's on the lighter note. But I mean, terrible performance from Kinski. Of course, you could say that, he's a young goalkeeper. It's his debut in the Champions League and all that. But for God's sake,
you will not be the first young goalkeeper.
Balloon the ball away from your post. That's why I like De Gea. Manchester United at the time were complaining that De Gea cannot play with his leg. What he would do is to load that ball away from his 18-yard box. But no, Kinski said he wants to be a defensive midfielder. And it was just terrible from the get-go. And one thing I worry with Premier League teams, I think the Premier League teams that have faced Atletico Madrid that has been able to get a good result over them is even Manchester City. Because Atletico Madrid, not only are they aggressive, they are very experienced in the Champions League. They are a very good side from back to front, from goalkeeping to the attacking position. And you have a Premier League proven striker playing for them, that Argentine striker. And then you are playing Alvarez. You are playing hanky-panky football in front of Alvarez. Of course, he's going to pounce on you. Alvarez was even a nice guy. Because you see that second mistake from the goalie that he got, that Alvarez eventually got the ball. He just ran to... Some players will stop the ball, kneel down, and use their head to knock it into the face. He was even respectful. Because if I were...
He just walks the ball into the net.
I mean, Igor Tidor has been a shame to the Premier League. We were expecting something from him, but Tidor... Not only
you were expecting something from him.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people were not expecting. A lot of people were not expecting anything from him because he also is not a good manager like that.
So that says a lot about the Tottenham board ultimately. So you are bringing a stubborn coach that even in press conference when you ask him questions, he says, "I've said enough." What did you say? One word. You have said enough. Okay, win enough on the pitch. No, I mean second leg. There's no point talking about Tottenham because before the game, when we spoke, we said they are going to lose. It is in their DNA to lose. So let them just keep losing. I mean, Atletico coming to...
I disagree.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they will still lose. They will still lose.
Oh yeah. Shola, what do you disagree on? That they will not lose? Or they will lose by 5-0?
When you walk into Tottenham, what you see is to dare.
To dare is to do.
But unfortunately, this time
Atletico Madrid will dare them and do them.
Unfortunately, this time around, they will only dare, but they will not do.
They will do nothing.
Hey!
Wow! I'm happy we gave them that Europa League final, so that they will still have a treat of joy.
So we deceive them.
They thought everything was right.
They thought everything was good. 17 again.
No, Man U, compared to if you put Man U and Tottenham side by side, you will see that Man U just had a blip or a glitch or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
When you actually look at where we were coming from, you will see that we've come a long way. In one season, we've come a long way. But we are talking about Tottenham.
No. So,
Yeah. To dare is to do. Unfortunately, they will only dare this time.
They will not do anything.
They won't be able to do anything because, again, it's Atletico Madrid we are talking about. If it was just like another team, perhaps. But with Atletico Madrid, they can even decide to say we are not playing football today. We want to just pack the bus and show.
Just want to defend. We just want to defend.
I'll show you a different side. It will just, and nothing frustrates you like that thing when you are already losing 3-0. Nothing frustrates you like somebody who's just not there to play football. He's just there to, okay. Give it to me. So, exactly. It's so sad, to be honest. It's so sad. I've been in this situation before, so I can understand what Tottenham fans are feeling right now. But it also feels good to be on the other side and be able to laugh about it. I'm even happy I'm not in the Champions League. Because
So look at this shameless Manchester United. Look at this shameless Manchester United fan.
You know what's funny? Because Tottenham qualified without having to go through the rigors.
Yes, they came in through the back door.
Exactly. So
Now they will go out in public. As if we are all not going out in public.
Wow.
Even Chelsea will go out in public.
So,
Okay, anyway, do you want to just add something before we finish up here? Tottenham, Atletico Madrid.
Honestly, I don't have anything to say because
for Tottenham, that's the right thing to say.
they don't have any hope of coming back. They don't have
This against Liverpool.
They don't have any hope.
You know that Ghanaian man, we need to change it to Tottenham.
He needs to do a Tottenham one. He really needs to do a Tottenham one. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Enjoy the games. Let us know what you think in the comment section. We see a lot of comments post-match. Come back and put your comments. Tell us that we were wrong or we were right. Laugh with us, and all those sort of things. Thank you for joining us today and have a wonderful week.